Hi, my name is Ryan Richardson, and this is my sportsmanship presentation. I'm kind of acting it out through Harrisburg High School. I first want to open up and kind of define what sportsmanship is. Sportsmanship has been defined as a person who can take a loss or defeat without complaint, take victory without gloating, and treat their opponents with fairness, generosity, and courtesy. I found that definition on websterdefined.com. Kind of want to talk a little bit about conduct. Conduct is demonstrate a positive personal behavior while maintaining high standards of behavior, kind of conduct themselves as a representative of the program. Pride, we want to have pride within our program and be proud of what we're wearing across our jerseys or whatever sport we may be playing. Fairness through sportsmanship is we want to learn the rules. We want to follow those rules. We will not cheat to meet, and obviously we want to be objective and honest when evaluating others. Everybody puts in the same amount of work. We just want to do things the right way here and make sure that we keep ourselves as the gold standard program in the state of Missouri. Honesty, we want to be truthful, we want to be fair, we want to be straightforward in our actions. And we definitely want to show integrity, and we want to evaluate skills, but it also comes down to good character traits here at Harrisburg. Competition, we understand that there's rivalries and opponents and contestants that we're going against, and we want to earn the reward of winning. We want to be able to understand that there will be a winner and a loser, but we have other things that we want to achieve as well that we've talked about previously. Things that you need to look at from a coach's perspective: there's 5 dimensions of sportsmanship that we want to evaluate. There's a full commitment to sport participation. We're putting in the time just like everybody else. We're not intentionally going to do something wrong. We're going to be respectful for the rules. We're going to be respectful towards the officials. It doesn't mean that we won't disagree, but again, we will conduct those type of activities with the utmost class and respect for those officials. We do have a little bit of concern for the social conventions, with today's age and everything that's been going on. We're going to also respect the opponents, and we're going to kind of try to avoid the win at all costs mentality. We want to win. We do want to be the best, but again, it comes back to we want Harrisburg to be the gold standard program in the state of Missouri, and we will follow the rules and we will do things the right way while we win. So what does sportsmanship look like? If you kind of look through these pictures, we see lots of embracing, lots of people happy, lots of encouraging, being respectful, things of that nature, shaking hands, giving respect back to people that competed at the same game that you just did. Some practical examples to look at is we want to alter drills to teach sportsmanship. We're going to pride ourselves on that over the coming years here at Harrisburg, and we're going to teach it through the sport itself. We will have contracts for sportsmanship pledges. We're going to practice what we preach. We're going to have construction models that show the process of which we are going to show sportsmanship and integrity. We're going to make it part of team goals to do something that's measurable or obtainable about sportsmanship, and we're also going to recognize effort and positive displays from other schools and programs as well. Some of the resources that we kind of pulled some of our sportsmanship ideas from are Positive Coach, Positive Coaching, the NFHS website, and then Character Counts website, and I have the links right there for you, and they're good resources and tools to kind of get you started in what we want to do here. From a parent's perspective, what sportsmanship should not look like, as you can see by the pictures, got a bunch of parents on the field, wrestling, fighting, obviously not leading by example for their kids. The acceptable and unacceptable behavior, remember that young people play sports for their enjoyment, not necessarily to entertain you. You know, they have to have a why on why they're out there, and most of the time that's because they enjoy playing that sport. My second point is do not have unrealistic expectations, and understand that doing one's best is as important as winning. Understand that ridiculing an athlete for making a mistake is really not an acceptable behavior. We pay our coaches. They get trained every year. They're some of the best in the nation. They will get your kid to play their sport the right way. We don't need outside influences at home that are negative. Respect the officials' decisions and encourage all participants to do the same. You know, our officials are a dying breed. We're losing more and more and more every year because they are getting tired of dealing with the stands and the players and the coaches. And we got to learn to treat them right. They're out there for the love of the game as well, not the money. And they are going to do their best to make the best possible calls that they can. Respect and show appreciation for the coaches and understand that they have given their time to provide sport activities for our young people. Again, if we don't have our officials, we don't have our coaches, it's hard to play sports. And they're out there for the love of the sport and the love of your kids as well, trying their best to put them in a good position to succeed. Encourage athletes and coaches to play by the rules and resolve conflicts without resorting to hostility or violence. And then show respect for my team's opponents and realize that there would be no game without them. Okay, again, that comes back to integrity in class. Do not use bad language. Do not harass athletes, coaches, officials, or the spectators. Always show good sportsmanship, since young people learn best by example. So some examples here of unacceptable behavior. We don't want to see coaches or parents you know, directly yelling or ridiculing a kid. We don't need parents on officials, as you can see in the top two corners. We don't need players and coaches coming off the benches and confronting each other. We don't need parents yelling nonstop at their kid that they don't enjoy playing. We definitely don't need fighting in the stands or anything like that. Again, just a few more examples of some acceptable behavior from parents. Okay, and then remember that athletic events are learning experiences for student athletes. A ticket to a contest is a privilege to observe athletic test of skills, not to verbally assault others, to be obnoxious. The audience may forget that high school athletes have not reached mature physical performance, so errors can be expected. And audiences who learn the rules of the sport are less likely to criticize officials, players, or coaches. That's the end of my show. Thank you, and remember that here's where we're going to approach everything with integrity in class.